Hello all, welcome to www.bspsolutions.com. In the webinar series that is going on the topic financial planning using Excel, today we'll be simplifying loan planning with an EMI calculator in Excel. Understanding your finances is a key aspect of financial literacy, and one tool that can significantly aid in this task is an automatic Excel loan EMI calculator. A loan EMI calculator in Excel helps you calculate your equated monthly installments, that is EMI, for a loan which is based on loan amount, interest rate, and loan tenure, that is months or years. I'll explain you more with a user story. Now Jack is planning to take a loan of $5 lakh, let's suppose, for his office renovation. Now he wants to understand how much he will pay each month and the total interest cost. Now the problem statement here is that he approaches a bank for a loan, but he is confused by the different interest rates, tenures, and repayment structures. He wants a simple way to calculate his EMI, total interest, and total repayment amount to make an informed decision. So he adopts EMI calculator, where if you see the loan details which he will input. So here the loan amount is there mentioned, 5 lakh, then interest rate 8%, and it is for 3 years, that is 36 months. After applying it to the EMI calculator, he gets instant results. His monthly EMI, which the EMI calculator has calculated, it comes out to be 15,673. He has also calculated total interest amount that he is going to pay for 3 years and total amount to be repaid, that is the principal amount and the interest amount, that is the total. Now he checks the detailed breakdown of principal and interest paid each month. He realizes that interest is higher in the initial months and reduces as he pay more principal over time. Later on, when I will be showing you this calculation practically, you will understand how the interest is higher in initial month, and it as the time lapses, the interest amount becomes lesser. Now on the basis of all the information, if you see over here in the table down below, he finds if he takes the loan for 3 years, that is the EMI to be paid into 3 years, his monthly EMI amount would come to 1,555, and the interest amount is there. What is the interest he going to pay, and then what will be the total amount if he pays it in 3 years, and likewise the calculation can be done for 5 years and 7 years, so that he can make comparison. So in 3 years there is, if you see, there's higher EMI, but it saves around 8,000 in interest compared to the 7-year loan. If we see 5 years, there is balanced EMI with moderate interest cost. And if we go for 7 years, EMI is lowest, but interest amount to be paid is highest. So after analyzing, Jack chooses the 3-year tenure because he would save around 4,000, which is compared to 5-year option as well as 7-year option. So now this I have told you in brief. Let's see the same calculation in Excel. Here I have already formatted a little bit. I have given the heading total loan EMI calculator. Then these are the assumptions. Loan amount, these are hard coded figures. So in this example, my loan amount is 5 lakhs, and on which the annual interest rate is 8%, and right now I'm calculating it for 1 year. Let's suppose the EMI start date is 12th May 2024. Now this box here I have colored it out with some other colors so that you understand the formula that I'm going to use. Now this is not hard coded. Here we're going to use certain formula to find the EMI amount. First is PMT function. So here you have to provide the rate, that is rate of interest, which is over here 8%. This we will divide it by 12 because right now we are taking it for it is monthly actually. The rate of interest over here, when we say annual rate of interest, it means per month this is going to be charged. Then NPR is basically number of EMIs. We have taken 1 year. And this is multiplied by 12 so that we get for each month. And lastly we have PV, that is principal value or the loan amount. So for 1 year this is the figure. Let's make it 3 for the time being. So this is the EMI amount. Now number of EMIs over here will be, here we have taken 3 years. This will be multiplied by 12 as we will be paying this in each month. Then total amount over here will be your loan amount multiplied with your interest rate. This is by mistakenly I have here taken the loan amount. This is, we will change the formula over here. The total amount will be your EMIs multiplied with the total number of EMIs. Lastly is the interest amount, which is simple, that the loan amount, that is the difference between the total amount and your loan amount. So whatever is the difference, that is the interest that we have paid. So basically it is total amount minus your principal amount. Now we have calculated over here. This is going to change dynamically if there is any change over here in the number of years. Now here we'll create the table. For that I have already created the headings. Number of EMIs. Second is the due date. We'll calculate the due date also, which is very important because the person who is calculating the EMI is should be aware of the due date, when it is supposed to be paid, because after that he will be charged penalty if the EMIs are not paid on time. Then we have opening balance, EMI amount, monthly installment amount. This is the principal amount, interest, and the remaining balance. So as we will calculate, you will find principal amount over here will be lesser in the initial years, interest will be higher. As we go on, the time lapses over here, over the time this principal amount will decrease and the interest amount here will increase. So let's calculate first. This is your EMI number. So here we'll use the function of your row. There is a function available for row which provides the number row, and then we open the brackets and close the brackets, minus, again we'll take the function of row itself, and here we'll take it the reference number as a, and here we'll make it static so that as we move the formula the figure changes accordingly. Now this is 1, 2, 3, this goes on. Okay, so this is going on. What if we make it as 1? Right now the number of years is 12. The number of loan tenures in which we're going to pay is 3. So the EMI number is increasing. Let's suppose if it is 1. Over here you see we do not require all these things when it is 1. And if it is 1, it means in 12 months time we're going to pay it, but still the number is coming. So to make it again dynamic, as we change the tenure over here, we want this to be this to give the desired results. So here we're going to use a formula. So right now it is 12. What we are doing, we are fixing this. Okay, you can do this with the help of F4 key. If this is greater than or equal to so what I'm saying, if this amount, we have fixed it, if function, if this is greater than, that is the number of EMI is greater than or equal to the number of rows we have taken, then it will function, it will give the result as the equal number of EMIs. Okay, so as the number increases, this will increase, otherwise it will not increase, it will not give the value. The same here, we will copy it down. I will right now keep it till 12, and rest here I'm just removing, because right now we are working on 1 year. Now we'll find EMI due date. So here we'll use the function of eDate. This is your start date. and here I'll take EMI number -1. Here I'll convert it into date, which it is not showing right now. You can take any other format of date which you would like over here. Then we'll calculate the opening balance over here. Again we'll use if function. Here we have to provide the, whenever we use if, we have to provide a logical condition. As such, our opening balance over here is 5 lakh, but we are providing it because so that it doesn't have the figures, the same figures all the time. As we change the figure, it changes over here. That is why we are providing a logical condition over here. So if this number over here because what we want over here, it should, as the remaining balance decreases, this amount also changes. So we are linking it, we are giving the function over here, the logical explanation over here, reasoning with the remaining balance. So the formula says, here the function we have used if function, we have given the logical condition that if the remaining balance over here, okay, if it is greater than this loan amount, then we will have the loan amount over here, opening balance coming down. Next we will calculate the EMI amount, which we have already calculated here. So this is, we'll just going to link it here, and we'll make sure that as we move the formula below, this doesn't changes. Now we have the principal amount over here. Before this, to calculate, we'll use ppmt function. First is rate, you have to provide the rate, that is 8% over here. This make it, this divide by 12 because this is monthly we are calculating. So this is for the first period, first month. That is why here we are choosing per which month, that means the first month. Then NPR is your number of EMI, which we have as 12 over here. So from this we'll just select this, and lastly we have principal value. This is our principal value. Since it is coming in negative, to remove this, let's put a minus sign in the formula, and this becomes positive. Then simply interest amount is the difference between your EMI amount and your principal amount. Lastly, you have remaining balance. So this is the difference between your opening balance and your principal amount. Now that we have calculated all the figures, let's copy it down below. We'll format it a little bit. So we'll keep it as 2 decimal places. Now that makes sense. Now this over here we have made it as 0. This is 0, that is why here it is providing as dash. So for this here I will remove it. This is done. This EMI calculation we have done for 1 year. Now what happens if we change this to 2? It will calculate only for 12 months, but we want to see if we change it for 12 years, what is the figure. So if I change it to 2, again you see it is not moving down. I mean you can only find the figures till 12 months, which is not the correct result. Although when I make it 2, the number of EMIs increases, but over here the table doesn't increase. So for that we're going to again the same logic that we have applied in your EMI number, the same one we will be going to apply over here in the entire thing. So here again we'll put a condition. If function now if this A9, okay, the number of installment, this is equal to, over here we'll provide the parenthesis, and we'll close the bracket. Okay, so copy this for the entire the columns over here, so that this we are doing so that if we change any of the tenure, the figures are calculated accordingly. Just in the existing function formula that you are having, paste the function, paste this logic function over here. The same will be applied on all of the rows coming. Remember to put the number of brackets, it should be same. Right now you will not see any change in the figures, but as we change the number of tenures, which I will show you after doing this, you will understand what is the difference it will make. Now we have changed the entire form, we have added the function formula, if function formula on all of these. I'll just copy the same thing down below. So I'll pick the entire first row, and I will extend it till 3 years. Let's suppose so I'm getting the values over here, but here below there's no value because it is all right now for 1. Okay, now I'll make it as 3, or let's say first I will make it as 2. Now it will calculate 24 monthly equal installments, and last you can see a 0 over here. The 0 is coming as negative. If you want to change this, just on the top here, see, as such 0 doesn't make sense, but then negative figure also doesn't look good, so it doesn't interpret the right result. So here just make it as ABS. So this actually returns the absolute value of a number without its sign. So now 0 is not negative. Now this is more presentable. Okay, now if I change, right now it is giving 2 years, I made it as 2, so number of EMIs are 24. It is calculating for 24 months. You can see everything is changing dynamically. Now let's change it for 3. Now there are 36 EMIs. We just have to, over here we do not, it will automatically, the table, it will automatically extend till 36. I'll show you again. If I take it as 1, the table, it reduces by itself, because we have used the function over here. In every, we have used the function. This is the function that we used later on, so that as we change the number of tenures, the table accordingly shifts and gives the results. Now make it as 2. See, now it is calculated for 24 EMIs, and now finally I will make it as 3. So this table has the capacity to calculate for 50 years. We can do some formatting over here just to make it more presentable. Just select the entire table over here. Okay, then Alt OD. You can, with the help of conditional formatting, with the shortcut key of Alt OD, right now it is not functioning, so I'm not able to show you. With, you can just select this table and you can do the conditional formatting. Rules manager will get open, and you can just provide the here borders and the indents, the fonts, so that as and when, right now if I add the borders to this 3 years right now, okay, so it will remain as it is, the borders will remain as it is if I reduce the number of period over here. But I want the formatting to get reduced as the number of years or number of month period is getting reduced. So for that you can use, with the help of Alt OD shortcut key, you can do conditional formatting. So this is how we calculate the EMIs. This template can be used universally for any type of loan, whether it's personal loan or maybe even an entrepreneur is taking some official loan, it can be used. So, and this EMI calculator, this is designed to handle loan periods up to 50 years. Right now we have calculated for 3 years. It can extend to 50. You can go on calculating for it. The same formula, you can drag it down. Just you have to remember the functions that you have used. You have to ensure that the alterations do not disrupt the crucial formulas which you have used for EMI and the other calculation. So your key takeaways is that after this EMI calculation, if you adopt it, it will present an in-depth analysis of your loan repayment progression. Consequently, it paves the way towards improved financial oversight and strategic planning. So I hope you have understood this. Still, if you have any queries, you can contact www.bispsolutions.com. Thanks for joining.